Good, happy Sunday morning. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast. Let's get started. First up, several families displaced after fire breaks out in Nashua. Several families living in a complex in Nashua were displaced after a fire broke out on Saturday. Crews were called to a 5-unit complex on 11th Street at 5:30 p.m. for a 2-alarm fire. Officials believe the fire broke out in a wall on the first floor, then spread to the second floor and into the attic. The cause of the fire remains under investigation, but firefighters said the complex was having plumbing work done and that maintenance may have sparked the blaze. No one was inside the building at the time. One firefighter was taken to the hospital with minor head and neck injuries, officials said. Hillsborough police search for ATM skimming suspect. The Hillsborough Police Department is asking for the public's help in identifying a man they suspect involved in an ATM skimming plot. Skimming devices were found in Hillsborough and Manchester. Police believe that fraudulent activity may have occurred on November 12th. Anyone with an information or who recognizes the suspect is asked to call police at 603-464-5512. And here's a little photo. Kind of hard to tell, but if you recognize this person, call the Hillsborough Police Department. Hillary Clinton's popular vote lead over Donald Trump now exceeds 1.5 million votes. It's been nearly 2 weeks since the November 8th general election, but the results have not remained static as ballots continue to be counted. While the number of votes for both presidential-elect Donald Trump and his former Democratic rival Hillary Clinton continue to increase, the gap is widening, with Clinton expanding her popular vote lead over Trump. According to new figures released by the Associated Press on Saturday, Clinton received more than 1.5 million votes than her Republican rival. As of Saturday, Clinton had received 63,390,669 votes, while Trump received 61,820,845 votes, a difference of 1,569,824, according to the AP. Rounded off to whole numbers, that translate to 48% versus 47%. A day earlier on Friday, the vote difference was less, with Clinton getting 62, 89, 90, 9, 31, and Trump getting 61, 5, 83, 33. A difference of 1, 3, 14, 5, 9, 80, according to the AP. Obama's counterterrorism advisor on threats facing Trump administration. Let's take a listen to this video from CNN.
turn now to our world lead. The elusive ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi may be hiding in northern Iraq. That's according to a majority Shiite paramilitary force known as the Popular Mobilization Units, or PMUs. This as anti-ISIS forces are pushing forward to take back Mosul, closing in on ISIS from several fronts, with Iraqi and Peshmerga forces pushing in from the east, and with these PMU units moving in from the west. I want to bring in CNN international correspondent Phil Black. He is on the ground there in Erbil, Iraq. Phil, there have been a lot of rumors now about al-Baghdadi recently. How credible are they? Is it your information that anti-ISIS forces are getting closer?
Well, Jim, as with so many things in Iraq, it's not entirely clear. As you say, this information, this claim that has come from these popular mobilization units, these former militia that have been brought into the Iraqi state, and they have claimed that their intelligence indicates that Baghdadi is in a location west of Mosul, this corner of Iraq, somewhere between two towns, only an hour's drive apart or so. Now, this claim can't or won't be backed up by other departments and ministries of the Iraqi government. The defense ministry says that its intelligence indicates that Baghdadi was in Mosul at the start of the operation, but left shortly after, and he headed west. If you keep heading west, you hit the Syrian border, and then, of course, on the other side, the territory there that ISIS controls, which is beyond the reach of Iraqi ground forces. Now, you're right, there have been lots of rumors about his location in recent days and weeks, but it appears for the moment he remains an elusive figure, Jay.
Phil, the early signs of this battle, even from our own colleagues who've seen some of this firsthand there, is that this is going to be bloody. What is the latest on progress in terms of recapturing Mosul?
But Jim, members of the coalition, including the United States, say that this is going to plan, but there is no doubt that in recent days the tempo has changed. For much of this four-week operation, the fighting has been concentrating on the areas around Mosul, the towns and villages and territories, driving ISIS from there. There's been relatively rapid success, but ever since Iraqi forces penetrated the built-up area of the city in the east, well, their advance has slowed dramatically because ISIS knew they were coming. They're fortified, they've built tunnels and multiple car bombs. They know those narrow streets. They're using all of that to their advantage, and so the fight is just incredibly difficult there. Now, the expectation is that eventually forces from the north and south will eventually converge on the city as well, enter the city, draw some of the pressure away, but it still seems some time off. This fight, well, Mosul's not going to fall imminently. It looks like this fight has weeks, perhaps months left in it yet, Jim.
And many civilians still there, too. Phil Black on the ground for us. Thanks very much.
Okay, and there you go on that report from CNN. Now let's take a look at some events happening today in New Hampshire. The Boxcar Lies Deb's House concert at 6 p.m. in Peterborough. Christmas at the Castle at 10 o'clock a.m. in Maltinborough. 3 Centuries of Thanksgiving in interactive walking tour at 10 o'clock a.m. in Portsmouth. The 26th Annual Greenland Craft Fair and Pie Festival at 10 o'clock a.m. in Greenland. Greenland's Women's Club 2016 Annual Craft Pie and Craft Fair. Fizz of the Trees at 10 o'clock a.m. in Concord, New Hampshire. Zimmerman House Public Tours at 11:30 a.m. in Manchester. Kiss Me Kate musical by Cole Potter at 8 o'clock p.m. in Wolfboro. KSC Student Concert at 7:30 p.m. in Keene. And those are events happening today in New Hampshire. If you want to see or read more about those events, just go to What to Do and click on the event calendar and go to visitnewhampshire.gov. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday. See you back here later on today. Goodbye, everyone.